Hi, I'm Erin, and you're watching the conversation about The Shepherd and the Sound by Presence Creative Arts, featuring Jason Hildebrand. The Shepherd and the Sound is a contemplative film, a slow, cinematic experience imagined from the life of David from the Bible. This is a spiritual story, the journey of one man and how he has heard the voice of the eternal, the sound, throughout his life. In each episode recorded throughout the film's release, we discuss how David's ancient story provides healing and comfort for the anxious and disconnected culture of today. Before we join the Presence Creative Arts crew, let's do one thing together. Let's take a breath in, hold, and breathe out. Are you ready? Let's breathe in, hold it, and breathe out slowly. We are so glad that you're here today. There is something for you here.
Well, welcome everyone to another one of our conversations where we are unlocking our own story. The sun is just starting to kind of make its way down, and all of a sudden, the midges are starting to come out.
The midges are coming out.
This is going to be a quick conversation, I think.
Midges are our friend.
Yeah, of kind. So
Maybe.
some of you may know who Dawn is, and some of you won't know who Dawn is because this is your first time joining in conversation with me in this way. If you get some of our newsletter updates and per emails and things like that over the years, then over the last couple of years, then you would have seen Dawn. If you go to our website, you for sure have seen Dawn's face on there. So Dawn, really quickly, what do you do with Presence Creative Arts?
My official title is Admin and Spiritual Direction, which they're not quite opposites, but I kind of maybe reflects some of my skill set that I like management, I like administration to a certain degree, and I have a pastoral background, so I have a heart and a leaning towards listening to people and helping them out, and talking to people in a pastoral sense.
Yeah. He's really good at it. I love our meetings. So the reason today that I thought Dawn would be great to sit down and have this conversation with as we think about the shepherd and the sound and unlocking our own story is because of your spiritual direction role in the company and your own personal journey. And so that's a little bit of like what we're going to talk about today, because we want to talk about stillness in a noisy world and how we've become, I hate to say it, screen driven, even as we create this for YouTube and our other social media platforms. But we often have forgotten how to be still and how to slow down. And that is something that we're trying to do in this film.
Yeah, which is a different thing for film, right? Because typically you think of film as, you got a hook and then you keep people on the edge of their seats. And in kind of normal, regular, maybe Hollywood cinema, and I'm sure there's lots of films that take people into deep, quiet places, and ours would be one of them, where it's an attempt to slow down and to listen, and specifically to listen to the voice of God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that journey been like for you in your own life?
Yeah, I have a pastoral background, so I worked with music and arts in the church. Typically it was, there was always something going on in our gatherings. There was always music, there was always talking, and never really pursued stillness or silence in a church gathering, in the churches that I worked in and the churches that I grew up in. And for the last few years, my wife and I have been attending a church where stillness is a value, and I found it so cool to pursue that, to pursue God in the stillness. And it reminds me of the story about Elijah, the prophet, where there was all these loud, he was trying to hear the voice of God, and all these loud things were going on, an earthquake, a fire, lightning, whatever it was. And he was saying, oh, God wasn't there. I didn't hear God's voice in that. I didn't hear God's voice in that. But then there's this soft whisper, and that's where he heard God's voice. And that's where he was able to connect to the eternal, to connect to the divine. And I think that's a great template for our personal relationships with the eternal. There's always going to be noise. My kids are grown up. Your kids are not grown up. So there's always noise in our lives, right?
Yeah.
And God can speak any way He chooses. But often I find that it's in the quietness that when not only quietness around us, but internal quietness as well. The voices inside that are telling you to do this or to do that. When those voices are stilled, then somehow in God's economy, He speaks, and He speaks words of truth and words of direction, words of comfort, all those kind of things. So, so I've been pursuing that. There's certain kinds of prayer that I've been pursuing in this church that we're going to an Anglican church. And they have a thing called centering prayer, and essentially it's being still before God. And so my wife and I would gather with this group of about 10 people, and for 20 minutes we would just be still and not say a thing, and listen for the voice of God. And it's been really incredible discipline to pursue. And then, Scripture is part of that, how we take a phrase or a portion of Scripture and we meditate on it. It's been a real cool journey, and I'm exploring the introvert part of myself. So this is kind of exciting for me, as exciting as introverts get, So that's, I don't know if I gravitate to that more, but I've really been enjoying that. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you did.
Okay. I forgot the question.
No, it was good. It was really good. I was so engrossed with what you were saying, because I think what I keep coming back to, hearing what you're saying about stillness and pursuing stillness. I am an introvert as much as I am an extrovert. So
Right.
I crave the loudness, the people, the busyness just as much, maybe even a bit more than I crave stillness and quiet.
Right.
And so there is something about entering in intentionally into a space, whether it's on your own or in a group, which the extrovert part of me that sounds like a nightmare, to be quiet in a room with that many people. But then the introvert part of me thinks how beautiful all at the same time.
Yeah. I often find it's a starting point.
Yeah.
That we can't be quiet all day long, right?
Yeah.
You've got things to do, you've got kids to help and all that kind of stuff, and a job to do. But to find that moment of quiet, internally especially, is the launching point, and even from my to-do list, what are my tasks today?
Yeah.
Those are times when you can find those and to get those in place and get your schedule going. But in the context of spirituality and relationship with God, it's like these are typically the moments of stillness. Be still and know that I am God. Those kind of things is where I found that God speaks the deepest and the clearest to me. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's really true. Definitely.
Real connection with the eternal inspires intentional creative expression that fills all voids, that repairs every trauma, and remembers true identity. When we create and when we consume, we can actually be restored. Don't go another year without making space for this. The Shepherd and the Sound film, immersive gallery encounter, community encounter. Bring transformative experiences to your community. Contact info@PresenceCreativeArts.com. We look forward to connecting with you. We have made space for you.
I think that's really true. Definitely. As I reflect on my own life and the moments where I've heard the eternal the loudest, the clearest, it is in those moments where I've learned to, or done the practice of quietening myself, all the things that are going on. And I think when I think about our film, there's a couple other films I've seen recently that are very in that art house, different style of storytelling. It allows me to quieten down.
Right.
And I think something that's a hallmark of like a more of a contemplative film like ours is that you get to journey alongside in time. You know, like so many of these action movies, they move so fast, there's so much going on, and then you come out of the theater or you come out from watching it with your group of friends and you're just like, whoa, what did I just see? What just happened? It was a roller coaster, right?
Yeah.
Whereas this film is like you come out and you still maybe have questions and maybe you want to watch it again, but you have journeyed so much of the story while you're watching it, and at least for myself, I find that I'm already processing in time with the film. So when I come out, I'm ready just to continue the journey. I don't necessarily need to go back the same way.
Right. Yeah.
To know what's happened.
Yeah. I remember when I saw one of the first cuts of the film, Jason showed me, and like incredible footage and great content, but it was like clipping along like this, you know, and it's like, I said to Jason, boy, it would be great to have some space because these great scenes, great landscape shots, and great deep content, and well, I'd like to think about that, you know, like it's a truth or something or an event that lands, and then you just want space. And he said, well, yeah, that him and Tad were thinking about the same thing, and so they continued their ideas of let's take out some of the wordiness and let's expand it with you know, space to think and space to breathe, even visually, you know, not just from a textual perspective. So yeah, I'm excited about this. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say to everyone, if this sounds like something that a journey you would like to go on, where you would like to slow down and experience contemplative cinema, maybe you are on your own spiritual journey and would like to have a spiritual experience, like this is the film to watch. So I'm not sure when this is going to be released and if the film is available when you're watching this. If it is, there'll be a link down below in the description box. If it isn't, I would highly, highly recommend that you subscribe to this channel, hit that notification bell, because you will learn about all that's going on and when it goes live and where to find it if you do that. And of course, we would love to hear a bit about your story and the spiritual journey and exploration that you are doing. So comment below. We would love to have a conversation with you. Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Don. I know we're going to do a couple more of these, but thanks for being a part of this one.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining the conversation about the Shepherd and the Sound film, community encounter, and immersive gallery encounter. If this is resonating with you, like this video and subscribe to the Presence Creative Arts YouTube channel. Please leave us a comment. We want to know what spoke to you, where you'd like to see this project travel next, and what you'd like to hear our team discuss in the next episode. For more Presence Creative Arts content that will unlock, connect, and transform you, visit PresenceCreativeArts.com to see our library of productions and where we'll be performing next. This is real. The eternal is real. We sincerely thank you for being here, and we will see you next time.